you're going to hand off to?
Ready to go? I will call to order the Tippecanoe County Area Plan Commission meeting for July 17th, 2024. And first on the agenda is the roll call.
Jackson Bogan. Present. Larry Leverins.
Here.
Gary Schroeder.
Here.
Vicki Pearl. Here. Jerry Reynolds.
Here.
Greg Jones. Bob Metzger. Diana Looper. Present. Carla Snodgrass. Rabita Rashkanikar. Tom Murtaugh.
Present.
Steve Snyder.
Present.
Tracy Brown.
Present.
Jason Domkowski.
Here.
Lisa Dullum.
Here.
Kathy Parker.
Here.
Jody Hamilton. Quorum present.
Thank you. Next is briefing session. Ryan.
Okay, well, you can see our changes on the agenda there. So our two cases that we have to be heard are ready to go.
Very good. We
I'm sorry,
don't have
three.
any screens
Yeah.
up. We don't have any screens up here to see. So I don't know if they need to be fired up. It looks like Amanda's got it. Very good. Next, I will take approval of the minutes. Jerry.
I move to approve the minutes from June 18th, 2024 public hearing as submitted.
A second.
So I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any comments or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. New business. Jerry.
I move to ratify the administrative action that occurred on July 2nd, 2024 that approved July APC and ABZA public hearing agendas and the June budget report.
A second.
Does everybody understand what that was? We didn't have an executive committee, so we did that procedurally, and this just officially ratifies that. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Public hearing. You ready, Jerry? You want to do
Yeah,
that?
I'm ready to go. I move that there be incorporated into the public hearing portion of each application to be heard this evening and become part of the evidence of such hearing, the Unified Zoning Ordinance, the Unified Subdivision Ordinance, and a comprehensive plan, the bylaws of the Area Plan Commission, the application, and all documents filed therewithin, the staff report, recommendations, and applications to be heard this evening, and a response from the checkpoint agencies.
A second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. I have a statement to read. For those of you unfamiliar with our procedure, the Commission would like for you to know the following. When we hear requests to subdivide land, we are only concerned as to whether the actual drawings showing the division into lots meets the technical requirements of our ordinance. The question of appropriateness has already been determined. Anyone wishing to make a comment to provide us with information regarding any subdivision petition will be given an opportunity to do so. When we are hearing a request for a change in zoning, we are trying to determine if the new zone being requested and the uses allowed in that zone are appropriate to that property and supported by the comprehensive plan. With each case being heard, our staff will present its report. Then the person requesting the rezone will be given an opportunity to speak. Following that, those of you wishing to speak in favor of the rezone will be recognized. Then those of you who wish to oppose it will have a turn. This will be your only time to speak. The person requesting the action will be allowed a rebuttal. Plan Commission members will then ask questions and finally vote. Please limit your statements to no more than 5 minutes. We ask that you not repeat what others before you have already said. We are a 17-member body, and a majority of 17 is 9. Regardless of how many commissioners are actually present, at least 9 votes in favor or 9 votes against are required for our action to be official. If fewer than 9 of us agree to either approve or disapprove an action, the case must be heard again next month. Our vote on a request to subdivide is final. Our vote on a request to rezone serves as a recommendation to the appropriate City Council, Town Council, County Commissioners, who must ultimately decide in changes in zoning. When addressing the Commission, please state your name and address for the record, and we have a sign-in sheet over on the table. Cell phones must be turned off while the meeting's in session. If you need to make a call, please step out of the room before using your phone. All exhibits presented to the commission become property of the commission. With that being said, Jerry, we're ready for our first case.
I move to continue S 5205 Barnes Minor Subdivision, A, replat of lots in addition to the original plat of Stockwell Minor Sketch to August 7th, Executive Committee, public hearing, and Z 2935 Trentus Development LLC I3 to R3 to August 21st, APC hearing.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Subdivisions.
Does he speak?
Yeah, that's you. S 5199.
I move to hear and vote on S 5199 Jackson Minor Subdivision, Minor Sketch.
We have a second?
Second. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, we're still dealing with the monitors. This one behind you is working, if you can kind of turn around.
Is it on a clapper?
That'd be funny if the lights went off.
Okay, why isn't this working? Oh, hey. These are working now. Are yours working? No. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we got the paperwork.
Okay.
They were having problems with technical transportation.
Okay.
I apologize for the confusion.
We're fine.
Okay, petitioner's property is located on the east side of County Road 400 West. Property is zoned agricultural, as is all surrounding property. It's just north of the Jackson Highway, State Road 26 intersection. Here's a look at the aerial photograph. And a closer look. You can see there's an existing house on one of the lots. There is a horseshoe drive. The second house that would be built here will use this driveway here. The rest of it will have an NBA, except for this driveway and that driveway. Sorry about that. I think that's my my Kindle does that sometimes. Okay, here's a look at the sketch plan. You can see it's 2 lots. Not a whole lot to it. There is seasonal high water table here, so the health department is going to be using this tile that they found on site, so no drainage easement is necessary. So there are 7 conditions of approval, all of them standard, except number 5. 5 is a condition that the surveyor's office is requesting, so we added that for them. And we are recommending conditional primary approval.
Very good. Thank you. Petitioner or the representative?
Good evening. I'm Doug Hall with Vester and Associates, representing the Jacksons on this project. This particular project is conceived to create a second buildable lot for a family member. So with that, we've been working with staff on this project and agree with all the conditions that are set by them and request your approval. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone in the audience wish to speak to this case? Hearing none. Staff members, questions or comments? We have a white ballot.
Has this got bonding on it?
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Hang on a minute. Huh?
So you can read it, but just,
You'll have to do the rest of it.
Turn the head.
Just going to have to remember that, but then we'll have to ask the
I missed one?
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, this is yours?
Yeah.
You ready? Oh, I'd be ready to get as soon as you get it. Actually, Greg, okay, all right.
We have a unanimous ballot for approval.
Very good, thank you, Ryan. You know, in the next case, I need to recuse myself.
You gotta, you read my part.
I move to hear and vote on S 5203, Avidia subdivision Phase 1, major preliminary.
Staff, go ahead, staff.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So petitioners, or the property in question, is this R3 zoned property on the east side of Yeager Road. It is zoned R3. Surrounding property is zoned R1, except for across the road to the west, which is OR. That's where the proposed chip plant will be located. There's more R3 to the northwest that's a different multifamily development. So this case has been revised a few times, mainly to add the necessary right-of-way for the east-west collector that will start here at Round Table, come down this way, and then, this is kind of touchy, go straight east, east along that north property line, and will connect someday to Salter's Home Road. That's the plan. So for this submittal, okay, here's the aerial photograph. And there's a closer look. Not much to see there. Okay, here's a look at the preliminary plat. They are proposing 4 buildings, 4 apartment buildings, with a total of 286 units. And then this building here in the middle is a clubhouse. There will be a right turn lane here on Yeager. And then again, you can see the right-of-way for that new collector is at the top of the plat. So in August of last year, they got a variance from the Board of Zoning Appeals for parking. The number of parking spaces shown matches that variance request approval. They meet required setbacks, building coverage, green space, and building height. So that's pretty much it. Petitioner has requested permission to bond on this. There are 6 conditions of the construction plans, 8 conditions of the final plat, and we are recommending conditional primary approval.
Okay, does a petitioner, his or her representative wish to make a presentation?
Ryan Munden with RTS Law here on behalf of the petitioner. We concur with staff's report and recommendation. We will comply with all conditions, and we respectfully request your approval. Be happy to answer any questions. Thanks.
Does any member of the audience wish to comment? Questions, comments from the board? Please fill out your white ballot, and bonding is requested. I got a question.
Yes.
What about the variance? Oh, that's what
The
I'm talking.
next one.
Sorry. I had it mixed up.
Somebody didn't sign theirs. I have to figure out who it is. Unless someone's fessing up. All right, there we go.
You just checking him, right? As soon as he said that. You passed.
That was just quality control.
Well, time out, that's not where you want to sign. Are you a rookie?
First day.
Probably initial down on the bottom where you
Yeah. Sounds like a bag.
You're no rookie. It's G-R-E.
Okay, after that, we have a unanimous ballot for approval.
Thank you, Ryan. Someone contact Gary. Oh. Okay. I move to hear and vote on S5204 Blue Fox subdivision, major preliminary.
Okay. See, we might get out of here by 6:30. Maybe. Okay, petitioner's property is located on the east side of 500 East, just north of 400 South. Property is zoned industrial, as is all the property around there except to the east, which is zoned agricultural. Here's a look at the aerial photograph. US 52 is right here. I-65 is just off the page to the northeast. Here's a closer look. So, there we go. There's a look at the major preliminary plat. They are proposing an office warehouse for an HVAC business, HVAC business. They have asked for a subdivision variance, and that is because both of these roads are locals, which require a 35-foot wide half-width, I believe it is. No, 32.5-foot wide half-width. But because County Highway is going to be realigning that southern street, they actually don't want that extra right-of-way. So they did apply for a variance to limit that to 30-foot half-width. And the county commissioners have already approved that. So that's the variance request that's in front of you. They are showing this 30-foot buffer yard setback. That's because there's a house on this property to the east. And petitioner has requested permission to bond. There are 7 total conditions, all of them standard, and staff is recommending conditional primary approval.
Thank you. Petitioner?
Yes, thank you. Chris Shellman of Gutwein Law, 250 Main Street, here on behalf of the petitioner. As Kathy stated, this is for the HVAC facility. The variance request was at the request of the Highway Department, and we welcome the conditions and request approval. We'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Anyone from the audience wish to speak to this? Questions or comments from the commission?
Yeah, quick question, probably for council. Is the reason we are voting on the variance, which has already been voted on by the commissioners, is that a procedural issue, much like we have to do with the subdivisions?
It was already voted on? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Everybody needs to approve it.
Yeah, everybody needs to do it.
She's got me on that. I do
Okay.
not know that. I'm-
If the county commissioners were to deny it, then I think we would have no choice but to deny it.
Okay, so it's procedural, so we, thank you, that answered my question.
Makes
Thank
sense.
you very
I
much.
was not aware of that.
Please vote yes.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, so we have, thank you. So we have two ballots, the variance, and then the second one, as Vicki says, requesting for bonding. Okay,
You're not holding her responsible for the AV. The device is right there. Seems like she'd be in charge of it. Darn right. Nerds rule.
Okay, we have a unanimous ballot for both aspects of this.
Very good. Thank you, Ryan. Any administrative matters?
I have none.
None? Okay, so Jerry, we have determination of variances.
I move the following request for variance from the Unified Zoning Ordinance is not a request for the use variance prohibited from consideration by ordinance and statute. BZ 2163, Rebecca Stevenson.
A second.
All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Director's report, Ryan.
Sent out this morning. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or comments for Ryan?
I got a quick question, if you would, please.
Sure.
The fees that were assessed for the last year, if I remember right, is that, what exactly are those? Can you give me an idea?
The fees?
The penalties, I apologize, I misspoke. The penalties that were assessed.
Oh, those would be for zoning enforcement related cases.
Those are, okay.
So,
and that's revenue we generated, obviously, from zoning
exactly.
issues.
Yes,
Okay.
we did have some folks that, paid their fines and were still fighting us on the issue of the zoning enforcement. We've had a pretty strict policy of, we don't want your money, we just want your property cleaned up.
Absolutely.
And so we stick to that. But property owners free to pay the fine as prescribed, and then some of them have.
All right. Thank you.
And I did mention to Ryan, I do like his report where he kind of recaps some of the things that we have approved in the past, kind of refresh our memory. So thank you, I like that. Any other comments? Moving on, citizens' comments and grievances. Hearing none, I'll take that final motion,
I
Jerry.
move to adjourn.